The key to selling is serving. So if you have been following along, we have been talking this week about how to sell, how to make money, how to thrive in the midst of a pandemic and what can seem to be a lot of chaos in the world. So if you didn't go back and watch the other videos, I encourage you to do that. But yesterday we talked about connecting. Okay, so now that we have connected with a lot of people, how do we sell to them, right? Right now, everybody is feeling a little on edge, a little out of control, a little chaotic. So we really need to make sure that we come from a place of service instead of a place of selling. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Ryan Dowdy. I am a sales coach, and I help new service-based entrepreneurs build businesses that actually make money by mastering your sales conversations and your sales mindset. So I truly believe that selling is serving. We cannot force people to do things they don't want to do. And I think so many people have a negative thought or feeling about sales because they think that is what they should be doing, is convincing people or pushing people or, twisting people's arms. And maybe that happened to you at some point in time. And so that's what you think of when you think of sales. I'm really going to encourage you to shift your thoughts to the idea of selling as serving. How can I serve my ideal client right now? So what does that look like? A great way to serve your ideal client is by training, by providing resources, by providing information. So maybe it's something like this. It's a video training. It's an audio training. Maybe you have a checklist. Maybe there's just something that you can provide to your audience that's totally free that allows you to be of service. It's a really great way to start conversations with people when you're getting into messages, when you're networking and connecting, and you're able to say, hey, I have this thing. It's totally free. I think it might help you, right? That allows us to serve. So we share that resource, they review that resource, and we come back in a day or two and we say, hey, did you get a chance to check out that video training that I did? Did you find it helpful? And then you're able to continue that conversation and see if they found it helpful. That means that there's a strong possibility that they're having the problem that you solve. So here's the deal, guys. When you go out into the world and network and connect, if you're coming from a place of finding clients and selling, you're going to get stonewalled every single time. If you come from a place of serving and helping and connecting and building relationships, that's where the magic happens. And that is the biggest shift that I see happen for the students that I work with, is instead of showing up every day in your virtual networking event thinking, gotta find a client, gotta find a client, gotta find a client, think, I've got to connect. How can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? And that small mindset shift will get you into exponentially more conversations, first of all. And second of all, it will absolutely help open up conversations that you would not have had otherwise. People are way more open to having a conversation when someone is helping them, when someone is serving them, when someone is talking to them about them. So here is what is so interesting about sales that I think so many people miss. And the reason that sales get such a bad rap is that because selling is about the ideal client. The selling is about your prospect. Selling is not about you, right? The product or service that you sell is meant to be of service to the ideal client. It's not about you, right? It's not about what you do. It's not about what you need. It's about what they need. It's about the problem that they have. And this small shift while you're out networking and connecting and serving and talking to other people is really going to make a really, really huge deal, especially in a time where people are feeling panicked. They're looking for resources. They're looking for help. They've got extra time on their hands to consume a free training that maybe they wouldn't have 2 weeks ago. They've got extra time on their hand to do some research about how to really start leveraging social media better. They've got extra time to do a quick coffee chat with a stranger that they did not have before, which is why I think now more than ever is an opportunity to connect and start building relationships despite what is happening in the world, despite the craziness. So I really encourage you to think about, as you think about how can I grow my business in this environment? How can I continue to serve my clients? How can I continue to make money? I want you to shift all of that into how can I serve? What resources can I provide? What skills do I have? What can I put together that is of service to my ideal client? Here's what I caution you to not do. I do not want you spending the next week working on putting something together, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. I am here talking to you in my kitchen on YouTube or wherever you are watching this because done is better than perfect, because I knew that I needed to serve you, that I needed to be a positive influence in a time of chaos. I knew that you needed help figuring out how to get through this. I knew that you needed ideas. So instead of being like, well, I don't know 100% how to do this, and my video equipment isn't awesome, and my goodness, there's my coffee cup behind me and I think my dog keeps walking behind me. No, done is better than perfect. It is as simple as, taking a few minutes to put together something that you're really, really, really good at and creating that resource for people and sharing it with people and being of service to people. And if you combo that up with what we talked about yesterday, which is being out in the world, connecting, talking to people and building relationships, and then coming from a place of service, it's only a matter of time before those relationships become opportunities to talk about business. Notice that I have yet to say anything about talking about business because, guys, we only talk about business when it is appropriate to talk about business. When you meet somebody new, if you met somebody at a coffee shop, you wouldn't come out talking about your business. You wouldn't say, hey, my name is Ryan and I'm a sales coach and I do all these things. That would be weird, right? Instead, you would start a conversation and you would ask them, how they're faring in this crazy time. And you would ask them what good is going to come out of this crazy time. And then you would ask them what they do for a living, and you would just have a natural conversation. And then when you had an opportunity to say, hey, I think I can help you with that, or hey, I think there's a connection I can make for you, or hey, I think there's somebody I can introduce you to, or hey, have you checked out this YouTube channel, or have you listened to this podcast, or how about this book, right? Think of all of the different ways that you can serve your ideal client. So it's Friday as I record this, which means I will not see you probably until Monday, but I want you to think about what we talked about today. How can you serve your ideal client, and what could you put together in just a couple of hours that is an invaluable resource to the people that you serve? So really focus on that. Like I said, don't spend a ton of time. If you are not yet in the Sales Skills for Women in Business Facebook group, I would love for you to come join us over there. Come follow us on Instagram at Ryan Dowdy Uncensored, and I would love to connect with you. If you are here on YouTube watching this, I want you to tap the bell, subscribe, leave your comments, let me know what questions that you have. Of course, guys, I'm always open to suggestions. If there's something specific you want to see in the form of training or ideas or brainstorming, I would absolutely love to serve you, so let me know what that is. Have a fantastic weekend, and guys, just remember what we talked about a couple of days ago when it comes to protect your mind. Protect your mind. Are you training your brain like an athlete trains for sport? Because that is the difference between those of us that come out of this successful and those of us that do not, is training your brain. So make sure you spend time on that today. Make sure you spend time on it over the weekend, and I will see you on Monday.